Hello, wonderful people. Happy Valentine's Day. Today it's all hell's broke loose, that sort of a thing in Dhaka, Bangladesh, in my area at least, Dhanmondi. All the roads are jam packed, full of cars, vehicles, CNG, rickshaws. If you do not know, Google them. So today it's like special day. Everybody's going out. They are taking their, better half or their loved ones out. Sometimes I'm seeing like parents are going out. It looks nice. Like a lot of couples going out. So they're all trying to go out, have a good time, enjoy the Valentine's Day, enjoy a nice dinner. So nice to see. But I wouldn't suggest you take out your car and go drive somewhere in Dhaka city today. It's gonna be like a lockdown. So anyway, today I want to plan to do is this video I wanted to do quite some times back. All right, but the problem was Jeremy did it, and then his video came out. So if I did it back to back, people would be like, "Oh, you're just copying Jeremy." I'm not copying Jeremy, but the thing is, our sort of work, it has a lot of similarities. I noticed, if many people told me when they search by a perfume or a list, Jeremy's video come first, and then just one video or two video later, it's my video back to back. So I feel very privileged, because he's the man, he's the legend. Another thing is, we kind of think alike on many fragrances. I noticed that female, male, and I bought like a fragrance. Like the day I bought it, like I was in Malaysia, I bought this fragrance, and the very next day, I saw him putting it as number one summer scent. So it depends on people. Many people say they don't like Jeremy. It's okay. I respect everybody. You can have your favorite reviewer, but I like most of the reviewers out there who are doing honest work, who are doing hard work by themselves. I really have respect. If you made it big, respect to you. Okay. So anyway, so what I'm planning to do is this I think in my journey it's a very important video, and I need to talk about these points so my viewers, you people, can get some basic idea. All right, so before I go for the topic, which is going to be designer versus niche, which one is better, okay, I'll tell you my personal opinion, strictly mine, and it's not to say belittle anyone or demean anyone. Okay, so anyway, so I bought a new fragrance. This is my latest purchase. I am very excited about this fragrance. This is Xenia Vomo. It's an amazing looking bottle. It's an amazing fragrance. I used it as a scent of the day today, and also scent of the evening. I'm going with very underrated from this house of Burberry Brit Rhythm. It's almost in the same ballpark as La Nuit de l'Homme. Okay, yes, very dark, mysterious. Armani Code. If you like those, this is definitely something you should look at. So this is my scent of the night or evening. So let's get into the topic, shall we? First of all, I think let's talk about definition, and these are as far as my understanding. There is also indie houses. I'll talk about those. So by definition, what I understand is, I do not know a proper definition. Okay, I didn't check it out, but designers like brands like Chanel's, Dior's, they make fragrances just like many of their other product lines. Like they have handbags, shoes, wallets, other like clothing, belts. You get the idea. So those, I think, they have a lot more production, mass production, and they are more available in the whole world compared to the niche. And they are, I think, just a product line is fragrances versus niche. So niche, what I understand is, niche houses only producing perfumes, fragrances. Some of the houses are so easy to define as niche, like Creed, Amouage, by Kilian, those. But one house like Guerlain, I often not sure if they're niche or designer, because they're producing only perfumes as far as I understand. So yes, so that's basic understanding. And niche would be just perfume producing houses. They don't have any other products. That is the difference, I understand. Now in terms of pricing, what I understand by pricing is niche is more likely gonna be higher, having higher price tag compared to designers. Designers gonna stay within $100, 120 max, or for a 100 ml bottle. Okay, let's say this is a designer fragrance, Dior's Fahrenheit. You can find this, let's say right now, give or take, maybe $75 to $80 or $85 for 100 ml like this. Some of the designers, they're they have also 200 ml bottles, so they come in various bottle sizes. Okay, so that is designer. Niche pricing usually much higher. Some niche, they are okay, somewhere close to designer like pricing. Mansera, Montel, they can pretty much be within your designer. Just add few $20 more, you can get it. So that's in terms of pricing. Okay. Third is production. Now I was talking about production when I started um, the video. Designer, as I was telling you, they have huge collection. They always have a, if first batch is finished, they produce one more Dior Sauvage. Okay, let's say for example, okay, Dior Sauvage. All right, so they have the first batch where I think 2015 release, then they have 2016, 17. So they always have continuous production as long as it's hot in the market. Niche, they do have production, but not as in a big scale. So they are more limited in number, as far as I understand. Let's say a Toyota versus a, let's say, McLaren. Okay, McLaren cars not going to be as many in number in comparison with Toyota Camry, for example. So yes, so they're limited in number. In niche, designers are more. Okay, so yeah, that's sort of understanding I have. Number 4 point is presentation. So this part I'm going to tell you which one do I prefer. Okay, I have a winner. Okay, sometimes the designers, they have this edge over niche, because niche houses do not, I don't see them as being as rich in most cases like Dior or Chanel, who are the top brands, the top tier designers. And sometimes many other jewelry companies, they make designer perfumes, they give you presentation like this. And when you look at these presentations, my God, like this bottle especially, and I'll show you a couple more. When you see Midnight in Paris, you see there is a name, there is a beautiful color combination. It looks like a dream, collector's dream, right? So I clearly prefer, I'm not saying niche, their presentations are bad, but they are sometimes kind of boring to my, to my taste. Even Creed, sometimes I don't think they're the most beautiful looking bottle. Even Sprayer in some niche houses like Amouage, they are not as great as Chanel's or Dior's. So there is my preference towards more likely designers, okay, presentation wise, because they can do more creative work with their bottles. Just let me show you another one. Bulgari Aqua Atlantic, or the whole Bulgari line. It looks like a water droplet. These are mind blowing. Another one is Bentley for Men Intense. The designers can give you this kind of presentation, and it will give you pretty precise idea about what the fragrance is gonna be. For example, simple example, dark all the way to red and yellow. It gives you a sunset theme. It has the gasoline, the yellow and the red sort of mix, gives you the gasoline feel, and then it's great for the sunset time, just watching the sunset by the beach. So it gives you that idea what the fragrance is going to be like. I like that. All right. Okay, number 5 is ingredients. Here is where most numbers would be scored by niche houses. The prominent niche houses, good niche houses or indie houses who are doing really good, big names, highly likely they're using more natural ingredients opposed to let's say designers. Designers usually utilize the synthetic compounds, and they use very high profile perfumers, okay, who actually utilize those synthetic compounds and to come out with a very nice smelling fragrance, okay, which is going to be like a big hit. Okay, very simple example is ambroxan and versus ambergris. Ambergris, as you know, let's say Creeds, they utilize ambergris. It's very expensive, but it gives that excellent natural high class sort of a blend inside that perfume, in like in comparison with, let's say, Dior using ambroxan in their Sauvage, which also is nice, lasts a long time, can smell nice, but I would say like ingredients wise, the niche is using more quality natural ingredients by right. Okay, not maybe all, but in general. So niche takes the ingredients part. Next is complexity. Complexity means how the fragrance develops from the first initial spray. Okay, let's say you have for example this designer. Okay, let's talk about designers first. So good designer fragrances that are really like big sellers in market, not all of them are complex. Usually the more popular ones are the simpler ones. But fragrance like Fahrenheit, at first you're gonna get that gasoline vibe, then you're gonna get the florals, it's gonna give you the leather. So it changes, very complex in terms of it dark, it's a floral, it's weird, and it's very challenging. But there's the art of perfumery in this, good old days of perfumery. Okay, it's not just one monotonous sort of a perfume. But here is the case with niche. I'm not gonna say all niche houses do this, but some of the niche houses who are really like into their fragrances, they really put their thoughts. I would love to say Tom Ford niche line and Dior niche line, their private lines. What they do with their fragrances is, it's gonna be you can see the transformation from the first spray after 2 hours, 3 hours, and it will break down nicely. So that is a good sign of a good quality perfume. Okay, so I think it's sort of like a tie. Good designers, they do have complex fragrances, even niche, but niche is going to be more enjoyable for you in terms of enjoyability. I think complexity wise, I enjoy niche little bit more. Okay, so now going to compliments. Compliments wise, here is where designer bam wins most of the time, because niche, not all niche are compliment getters. This is my experience from my collection, from my testing. Designers, they are more crowd pleasers. They're easy to please the crowd or make the crowd happy. Like, wow, what are you wearing? If you're wearing a niche, let's say something like from Nasimato or something more complex house, people will be like, okay. And they'll check you out and they're not gonna say anything. Highly likely. So compliment wise, designer takes it hands down. All right. Um, let's say now, last point, collectors versus users. Okay, so here is your dilemma. Sometimes it depends on where you are in terms of your journey. If you are into still earlier days of collecting, you would feel you can save up and let's say spend $300. You can get a lot more fragrances for that price than a niche fragrance. Okay, and sometimes what I think is quantity versus quality when it comes to me as a consumer point of view. So when I think of it, like let's say a fragrance, I can get six fragrances, I can review six fragrances, for example, with that price range, and I'm getting 100 ml bottle on each. Lot more juice, I can use it practicality wise. To me, that is the case. But I don't think like that with every fragrance. Definitely, some of the niche, I would be happy to pay the retail price because they are that deserving. But most cases, my scenario is I would go for designers because I love designers. Many people say whatever they want. They say you should upgrade your game. I don't always necessarily feel niche is always an upgrade necessarily from designers. Whatever makes me happy, I go for it. Okay. So now ultimately, let's say the ultimate point. Which one should be your choice? Because as I told you, not all designers are good and not all designers are bad. There's good and bad and ugly or fantastic fragrance from both, houses, even indie houses. But I have a problem with few niche houses who charge a lot more premium, gives you very little juice, 30 ml juice. I'm gonna come out and say it out there, and I don't mean to offend anybody, but this is my preference. You are paying, let's say, as much as a niche perfume, and then some of the houses they do cloning. Okay, they do clones, and they're copying other very expensive houses, but they charge you as much as the niche. So we're actually saving. You can actually add up $20 more, $30 more. You can get the real product. You can get the original niche that you really are after, right? Let's say Baccarat Rouge, Oud Satin Mood. I would rather pay for the premium for those because they last longer, they smell fantastic, they smell like the real deal because they are. So I have a problem with those 30 mls. Even Nasimato House, some of the fragrances are great, but how long can you use them? It's in terms of practicality. It's my situation. That is, let's say I want to use a fragrance 100 ml. It's gonna serve me for at least couple of years, even if I go regular. Okay, so I I tend to reach for more designers. I bought so many more designers because I feel they're more interesting. They give you different things. You can try out this note, special note, that note, and you can afford to do sort of experimenting because you are not losing out that much money. But let's say you spend $1,000 and you bought something that you couldn't wear it, you couldn't like it, and you highly likely not gonna be able to resell it. It's gonna be a money that is stuck and wasted. So that's like sort of my scenario right now. Maybe to change after a couple of years if I'm still in the game. So those are the things I want to talk about. So do let me know what did you think of the topic and which one do you feel is more worth it. Definitely everybody can like their own like sort of fragrance houses, but to me, I prefer both houses if they're giving me something quality, right? There's nothing better or worse, okay? But last point is, uh, do test out before buying any fragrance that is niche or designer, because it's a big investment always. Fragrance game is always expensive, right? So remember those things, and happy Valentine's Day one more time. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye from Dhaka, Bangladesh.